There is nothing wrong with your internet. Do not attempt to adjust your settings. We are controlling the podcast. We control the squealing and the screams. We can make your heart flutter, your eyes blur from tears, or sharpen your mind to crystal clarity. For the next hour, sit back. We are in control of what you hear. We repeat, there is nothing wrong with your settings. You are about to experience the awe and mystery known as the female mind. You are now entering the Fangirl Zone. Hello and welcome to SyFy Talk on the Fangirl Zone, a podcast where we discuss shows on the SyFy channel. I'm Sean, Fangirl S.
And I'm Steve, and tonight we'll be discussing the season 1 finale of Happy.
Oh my god. I'm going to tell you, I have to tell you this because it was the funniest thing to me. I was watching in the bedroom because my husband was watching something. I don't remember. And I'm like, you know what? Let me go in the other room. I got to watch this. And I'm watching, and he happened to come in, like something went to commercial. And during the finale, he walks in, he goes, "What the hell is this? This is not what I thought this was." I'm like, "I've been telling you, you have to watch this." Yeah. He goes, "I thought it was going to be some weird, goofy thing." I'm like, "No, honey. I told you you have to watch it, and it's for really good reason."
Yeah.
And he's like, "All right, I think I'm going to have to watch this when you're not home so I can watch this whole season." I'm like, "It's only 8 episodes. You're fine." And it was just like, you see, you just need to show somebody like a little like snippet.
Yeah. Doesn't have to be much.
And right away, it's like, what the hell? I need to know what's going on. So just in case you weren't sure how to show your friends, because you know you want to share this with somebody.
Oh, God, yes.
And because enough people have done that, apparently it got renewed?
Yes.
See, I hadn't seen that, so I'm so glad you found that.
Yeah, no, they announced that Monday or Tuesday.
Awesome.
Before the finale, and it was like, oh, yes.
I was kind of wondering how they were going to do anything, and then the way it ended, it's like, okay, that makes sense, but...
Yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty comical, though, just having Jason go, "What the hell is this?" And I'm like, "Told ya."
Yeah.
So, let's jump in. You got our ratings news, too.
Absolutely. Episode 8 brought in a 0.19 in adults 18 to 49 with 0.54 million viewers, making it the 68th rated cable show of the day. They better be watching it on Live Plus 7.
Yeah, because we don't have it?
Oh, we've got Live Plus 7 for episode 6. Episode 8 should have way more than just barely 500,000 viewers. It was
right.
Good.
Oh, it was crazy.
Yeah. Okay, episode 6 tied for 11th in adults 18 to 49 percentage gain, going from a 0.2 to a 0.4 for an increase of 100%. It was 4th in viewers percentage gain, going from 0.617 to 1.304 million viewers for an increase of 111%.
Because it was weird.
Yes.
And awesome. It was great. I don't know how to explain it other than what the hell and oh my god. And that was awesome. So there was a whole lot of that, basically. So let's jump into episode 8, shall we?
Good.
I am the future. That sounds ominous. With Christmas approaching, Sax and Happy are locked in a climactic confrontation to rescue Haley from Very Bad Santa's lair. Mary sets out to save Amanda from a far more powerful foe. Is he more powerful or just more crazy?
I would have to say a little bit of both.
Yes. So, where did Haley go? And it was interesting because as they break into the back of the truck and they find Haley's box is empty, you know, obviously Nick's super pissed and he heads off to go grab Blue since, well, Blue isn't far. And he's like beating the crap out of Blue and he puts him up and this, oh my god. I think this may have actually been when he happened to walk in, or one of the times that he walked out because he didn't know what the hell was going on. As he shoves Blue up on all the barbed wire.
Right.
And I was like, oh, like I was that where you're bending your back because you're like, oh god, that hurts. Like because you just see it. And you're like physically like cringing and trying to get away from what's on screen. And,
right.
Yeah. And Blue's just not going to talk, but the fact that Blue thinks that he's got everything in hand,
Right.
I think it's kind of funny because then when Mary is kind of talking to him and he's like, I'm going to kill your mom. It got dark like super fast.
Oh, yeah.
And she's laughing at him. She's like, really? How about I send you an invitation to her funeral because she's already dead?
Right.
And he's like, oh shit, I ain't got anything on her now.
Exactly.
He looked like he really was unsure what to do at that moment.
Yes, he wasn't.
And then suddenly Happy pops up because of that sock that we seen.
Yes.
And Happy's like, I know what we can do. I know where we can find somebody to help us, Nick. You gotta help. And it involves torture. It's like, what? Man, Happy went super dark. I was not expecting that.
Well, after his first encounter with the other imaginary friends, I'm not too surprised.
Yeah, it was kind of weird though. I mean, you have to admit, like, you don't expect Happy to be like, I'm gonna torture you. You're so going down. And then when we see, like, the sock puppet duct taped to the chair.
Yeah.
And the whole Reservoir Dogs torture thing happening. I mean, the music and he's dancing. I was like, what the hell? Like, I have not seen Reservoir Dogs. Okay, I'll have to admit that. And I'm sorry, please don't send me hate mail. But that is on my list to watch. But I know this scene because it's a really popular scene and you've seen it in a bunch of different things.
Right.
Like, it's always referenced. But then he turns, and this is, I don't know if this is actually in Reservoir Dogs, when he sees, obviously, all the imaginary friends and he's talking to them. Like, I don't know if there's anybody in the torture scene along with Mr. Blonde.
Right, I don't think so.
Okay. That'd be really weird. But he's like, we gotta do this. And we find out, and I guess it wasn't too hard to figure out. It's just one of those things, like, you've seen it and it didn't click for me.
Right.
That was the same sock that Very Bad Santa had on his hand as a sock puppet.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
So it was the other one.
I knew it immediately. As soon as Happy saw it, I went, ooh, that's Bad Santa's sock puppet. I went, ooh.
See, I didn't catch that the first time.
Right.
When we seen him in, like, the support group. So I didn't realize it until, like, when he seen it next to Haley's box. That's when I'm like, okay, wait. I know who that is. But... yeah. Yes, and Happy torturing, and I'm saying that in, like, air quotes, with a feather to tickle him, because feet are so very ticklish, aren't they?
Yes.
It's like, oh my god, this is creepy.
Yeah, Patton Oswalt did such a great job with Happy.
Oh my god. I want to know what he thought about some of this stuff. It's like... what is going through your head as you're doing this voiceover? Because you're obviously not there. You're doing this all offset. Right. So I feel like that might be a little bit easier. Like, you're reading it and you're like, okay, this is what's happening in this moment. Okay.
Right.
Unlike that smoothie sax moment where it's like, how did you keep a straight face?
Right.
But it's still, he's got to read this and go, what the hell am I reading?
Yeah.
Speaking of what the hell, you have Amanda, who's in a white room. Thankfully, there's no other weird shit happening around her right this minute.
Or is there? Because she seems very drugged.
Yeah, well, it didn't seem like there was any weird shit happening.
Right.
Except Sunny Shines, who's just weird and crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, of course, this isn't the first time we've seen him in this episode, as we opened the episode with an audition.
Oh my god, I don't know how I forgot about that. Yeah, and we're assuming it's supposed to be for a kid's show.
Right.
And you have...
monkey dance. Yeah, you would think that's for a kid's show, but he comes in basically looking like RuPaul.
But not as good.
No, not anywhere near as good.
Just weird. He seemed like some weird, like, disco reject is what it was.
Right, yes.
Who was high. Because he's like... What was his name? Sonny Scheinberg? Or something like that. And he's like, you don't know what's happening! And he's like kicking stuff after they're like trying to escort him out.
Yeah.
I was like...
then that's where we get the title of the episode, because we hear him say, I am the future!
Yeah, I'm just... It was weird. It was very weird. And, you know...
we can tell that Mr. Shines has had this problem for a long time.
Yes. And as he's telling... Amanda, what's a couple kids? What difference does it make?
Right.
Oh, by the way, I'm off to the Wishtacular, and you're probably off to die.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, bye. It's like, really? Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I wanted to punch him in the face.
Oh, yeah. And then we see Nick and Happy making it to the hideout, but Nick's kind of questioning how trustworthy this intel is.
Since it came from torture, you know.
Yeah, from a sock puppet.
Yeah. It got weird.
Oh, absolutely, because they do finally make it into one of the rooms, and you see these teenage zombies.
Yes, which, when we had seen Very Bad Santa take Haley in, Haley's looking around, and he's like, yeah, this is Toyland, it'll be great. And you hear the music, and you see all this weird stuff in the background, and you see like a ballerina, and she starts screaming. So I honestly thought there was going to be a bunch of dead people in there.
Right.
But it
was.
Yeah, it was weirder, but they all had this weird mark on their head, too.
Right.
And I was like, what did he do to them?
Exactly. Because it isn't like he got 5-year-olds or 8-year-olds running around. These were teenagers, so he's had to have had these people for quite a while.
God, how long has Blue been doing this? Or has he just been taking kids?
Well, I think Very Bad Santa has been taking these kids.
Oh, okay.
And apparently he got to liking Haley and wanted Haley to join the group.
Yeah.
That's why he stopped the truck and took her.
Oh, it was horrible.
Yeah, because one of the kids comes up with a slinky wanting to play. And when he smiled, you saw the same teeth that VSB had, and you go, how did he clean up so fast and get younger?
Right.
Yeah. This is getting weird, because it sure looked like a young VSB, that's for sure.
It was strange, because, I mean, he's even talking to Haley later, or not later, just in this scene. And he's like, they make you grow up, they make you do stuff, but you don't have to. And that's why I'm like, what is he saying to her? And he, has her up on like his knee and then puts her in a chair, and he's like, you can stay a kid forever. And I'm like thinking he's going to drug her, he's going to do something weird.
Right.
He grabs us like a drill, and my eyes got big. Actually, this is the part that Jason walked in on, because then when it goes to the bear trap, he's like, what the hell? So she's actually, I love that Haley is smart enough and quick enough, that she sees there's a snow globe and she grabs it and smashes it in his face.
Yeah.
And, she tries to run, and that's when we hear the screaming in the other room, because we're like with Nick now. He takes off running, and then he steps in a bear trap. And again, I was like, oh God, that hurts so bad.
And then he falls down and another one snaps you. Oh, Nick.
And one of the kids come over, and he's just like offering him, what was it?
Omelet?
Was it an omelet, or was it like
a burrito?
Something, yeah.
Yeah, it did not look appetizing, that's for damn sure.
Hot Pocket, something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, oh my God. And then when he's laying there in his comment, I loved it. Loved it. But just like seeing, I'm cringing, and I'm like, how the fuck is he getting out of this?
Right.
Because everything hurts on me, and I'm not in the situation.
Yeah. And of course, that means Happy's got to go by himself to try to save Haley.
He does.
Go, oh, this could be very interesting.
And very bad, because we know that Bad Santa can see him and touch him and
eat him.
Weird.
Yeah.
But then they take us away from this moment, which had me kind of yelling at the TV.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, no! We go to Mary then, who's in Sunny Shine's dressing room, and he's looking all weird and like talking smack. It's like, we know about the kids. And he's just like, whatever, I'm preparing for my show. I don't know what you're talking about. And she's just like, give me back Amanda. And he's just all nonchalant about everything.
Right. Yeah. He feels like he's Teflon. There is no way they're going to make anything stick. And
I love it, because at this point she's like, you don't understand. I got nothing to lose. So yeah, why don't you go out on stage so I can come out and handcuff you and drag your ass off stage?
Right. You'll be out before you get to jail,
But
the whole world will see you going off in handcuffs. And he goes, oh.
It's like, yeah, that's not going to change. They're all going to see that, and then what? And then the questions start. And then, oops, this gets leaked out. And oops, that gets leaked out. Then what? How many people are going to be willing to go down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before they finally say, nope, I'm not going to do it. It was sunny all the time.
And then he kind of stops. And he's still looking super smug.
Oh, absolutely.
But he's like, all you want is her? Because she didn't look so good, though. I think she was high or something.
Yeah.
He's like, maybe you should go to my tower. It's like, all right, well, we know she's going to get her. Hopefully she's still alive.
Yeah.
And thankfully she gets there, and they are bringing Amanda out, and Amanda is alive and well. And, Mary's like, I got you. And Nick's going for Haley.
Right.
So, I mean, you have that moment where you have that little bit of closure for her. Like, okay, we may not have this asshole, but we're going to get the other one.
Right.
And maybe we'll be able to do something else.
Yeah.
I was hopeful. I was hopeful with this because at least Amanda's out of harm's way.
Yes. That was important.
Yes. And out of the weird...
You don't want Haley losing a mom over this. That's for darn sure.
Right. Out of the weird bug guy's grip.
Yeah.
Creepy. Creepy.
So we go back to the warehouse, and we see that Happy has found VSB. And fortunately, he's able to cause enough of a distraction that Haley is able to run away some more.
Yeah, he was attacking, and I was like, all right, this is great. And then he grabs Happy, though, and, puts him into a jar.
Yeah.
And screws the lid on. I'm like, no! Because I'm like, crap, does that mean he drowns? What's going to happen?
Right. No idea, but it ain't good.
But,
so,
I mean, he does manage to get out of that, at least.
Oh, yeah. He sure does.
Which I was pretty impressed with. It's like, good job, Happy. I'm rooting for an imaginary friend. And Haley takes off, and she ends up in the slowest freaking elevator ever.
Right.
It's like, yeah, you know what? I don't exactly walk super fast upstairs, but I could have beat that elevator, too.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm like, what is with that? And Santa's chasing her up the stairs, basically. But she makes her way up, and she gets out of the roof before he gets there.
Right. Somehow.
Yeah, because all of a sudden, he stopped chasing. I think all that Chinese takeout at that point, he's just like, whew, I need to sit down a minute. Hold on. But she does manage to see the cop cars, but of course she's way up at the top. They're not hearing her scream.
Right.
And then why? Why does she do this? She starts edging out, on the ledge, around, this decorative thing. I don't know.
Right.
And he's, trying to get her to stay with him and come. He's like, we can stay forever young, and you don't have to grow up, and they won't make you do medication, and it's too late for me, but not for you. And at first I was like, why is he trying to get her to come off the ledge?
Right.
Until he's like, we can fly away. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he wants to be he wants to Peter Pan right off the end of the building. Okay, no.
Exactly, yeah. Don't do it, Haley. Please don't do it.
Yeah, because at first I was like, is he realizing he's hurt these kids? That's what I was thinking at first. And then when he said that, it's like, oh yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
But I thought for a second Haley was going to do it. What did you think?
I really didn't think she would.
Okay. I was thinking that something was going to happen. I'm like, oh god, no, she's going to go with him. But it doesn't matter because there was a noise.
Yeah.
And that noise is Nick.
Yeah, he managed to somehow pry his way out of those two bear traps.
I don't know how.
Pure will.
And adrenaline, I think.
Yeah, and the pain was getting too much. He needed some relief.
And, oh, okay, well, Santa's gone. Where'd he go?
Right.
And he is, reunited with his daughter who, it's not even reunited, it's united because he didn't know about her.
Right. And, of course, she comes from behind something, and he's got the gun out, pointed at her.
Right.
You go, oh, and then, God, not a way to meet your daughter for the very first time, Nick.
Right. And, he's like, hey, yeah, how are you? Happy sent me.
Yeah.
And she's just like, Daddy? And I'm like, wow, okay. And Nick seems like, I don't know what to say.
Yes.
And then suddenly he hears something, and oh, look, it's our very bad Santa.
Yeah.
And so fighting ensues. Like, at this point, I really thought that she was going to take off down the stairs to go try to get the cops.
Right.
But she didn't.
No.
And, Nick kind of gets the upper hand, but then all of a sudden he's like having a heart attack. Dude has a lot of heart attacks.
Yes.
He really does need to lay off the booze and the alcohol. Yeah, all the drugs and all the weird shit. Maybe no more bear traps.
Yeah, that might help too.
Yeah. And, well, is he going to be thrown off the roof or not was the question. Because Happy, like I said, managed to get out. Well, he's up on the roof. And as our very bad Santa is talking crap about, you can't kill me, you're not magic. All of a sudden, Happy's like, but I can.
Yeah.
And he turns around and wow.
Yeah. All the imaginary friends from the torture scene are there.
Yes. And I was like, holy crap. This is weird because he can see all of them.
Right. Then Happy goes, cut him, tree. And you see the tree throw something at him and it cuts his cheek and you go, oh, shit.
Right, because they're all like attacking him. It's like, wow, this is weird. And I couldn't believe it because then he's like breaking some of them and smacking some of the imaginary friends. But it's like, all right, they just keep coming. And Santa even picks up a pipe and he's like going to hit Nick, but, well, Nick still has his gun. And of course he's going down and, Haley's over there and he's like, I need my pills. They're in my pocket. And she's like, throwing handfuls of aspirin down his throat.
Right.
As we see Santa end up fighting with, I don't remember if it was Happy at the very end, who was kind of going around his face, or just who was left of the imaginary friends. And he ends up tripping and falling through like a skylight.
Right.
And as he goes down, he gets tangled in wires or something.
Right. And ends up just like his father.
Yes. And after he died, though, and it was not until after he died, not even when he was sitting there struggling, his imaginary friend came back to him.
Right.
And that was kind of sad because he did say that Very Bad Santa had seen things no kid should have seen.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, that's just sad. But that's messed up.
Yeah.
So that happens, and Nick manages to get Haley outside and to Amanda, and I think he says something about there's a bunch of people in there. There's kids in there.
Right.
And he's like, hey, Amanda, maybe I can come by on the weekend or something. And she's like, well, we'll discuss it. And he's like, just let me have this as he passes out. I thought he died.
Right. Well.
Because you even have Haley like, Nick, no. And I'm like, not Haley, Happy.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
He saved his daughter and he's going to die right here.
That's why I'm thinking, oh God, how are they ever going to have another season?
Yeah, exactly.
Is Nick going to be an imaginary friend all of a sudden? It was weird. But
yeah. But then we cut to Mary standing at the grave of her mother and Nick comes hobbling up. Well, he didn't die.
Well, not completely. Apparently he was dead for 8 whole minutes.
Yes.
So, yeah, Mary's like, maybe you should take advantage of this.
Yeah, get the hell out of Dodge.
He's like, yeah, the coast isn't for me. Which is weird because that's all he wanted before.
Yeah, exactly.
And the fact that he calls her a hero for helping find Haley, and she's like, you can't take that back. He's like, I'm not going to. I was like, aww.
Yeah, a little respect for his former partner.
Even after everything she did.
Right.
So, yeah, that was nice. And then we go back to Haley, which was really sad, and I think I almost cried. I didn't. I did not, but I was like, I was getting there. Especially because, she's talking to Happy, and she's talking about the picture she did of him, and And she's like, why can I see through you?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, no, because of everything that happened. That's what I was thinking. Right. And Happy's like, well, you're growing up. And when you grow up, you don't need me anymore. And you've done a lot. And she's like, but I do need you. And he's like,
yeah,
I'm going to go find somebody else who does need me. And you've done great. And I was like, don't cry.
Yeah.
Because then as he kind of fades away, she puts her hand out and her mom comes in. She's like, okay, honey, we got to go. And then when she opens her hand, there's a feather. I'm like, okay, so was that really a feather in her hand then? Like that's something. I believe so. Okay, so something she can always hold on to.
Yes.
And I was like, oh. And then we cut to Nick, who's back at, I'm assuming, in the same craptastic bar.
Right, because it looked like the very same bathroom that
we started this whole thing
in. Yes.
And he's like, yeah, no, it's fine. It's just a thing. It's like a movie or something. We don't even have to talk. Yeah, we'll just sit there and stuff. Okay. And then all of a sudden Happy's there and I'm like, what? And he's like, why are you here? We found Haley. And Happy has to explain to him, well, I have to be with somebody who really needs me and is sad and doesn't know what to do. And Nick's like, huh? And you keep seeing in the mirror, like, Happy hold up the sign that says partners. And he's kind of like flying around. Because he's like, what do you do? He's like, we'll go to Coney Island. He's like, it's winter. It's like, I don't know. Yeah. And then you just see the sign and Happy's like, huh? And then you hear Nick spewing his guts everywhere. I really feel bad for the person who has to clean that bathroom.
Yeah.
Just get a fire hose. It's probably quicker.
Yeah. But yeah, Nick being so paranoid of a first date with his daughter was just amazing.
It was
really
fun.
Was.
At least he didn't pull out guns to kind of shoot himself in the head. Oh God, that was just weird how it started.
And then we get the scene that will lead us into season 2 as we see Blue in prison.
And Mikey visiting him.
Oh, no.
But, I mean, they're on different sides of the little wall to talk to each other, but...
Right, so you think it should be okay.
Right.
Blue demands that Mikey gives him what he deserves.
And that was probably when shit went wrong. Because had he just been like, what's the password? Nothing probably would have happened. But when he's like, I demand you give me what I deserve, it's like, ooh, I think those were the wrong words.
Yeah.
And so he's like kind of whispering right at the wall. And so Blue gets real close. And apparently it's like the demon going from one body to another because Blue's convulsing. And you see those weird flashes that we seen with Mikey earlier.
Right. Which
is like a woman tortured. She's like covered with blood. And I think Mikey was. But it's like you don't get a whole lot of context to it.
No, not at all.
And
Mikey falls over backwards.
Finally dead.
And Blue goes into all kinds of convulsions. The security guard goes, oh, are you all right?
Right. He's like, I'm kind of hungry. What? Okay, you're confusing me, guys, really.
Now, I wonder if this spirit is the Don.
I feel like it has to be, because Mikey kept saying, like, he showed me all sorts of horrible things.
Right. I think it is, too.
But I guess we'll find out in season 2.
Yeah, we get one. That's something else.
Yeah, that's great, because we still haven't heard anything on a couple other shows, so...
That's right.
We will wait and see on the others. But what did you guys think about this season? And if you got somebody to watch, what was the moment that you're like, you need to watch this scene and that'll hook you? Like I said, bear trap, weird shit with my husband. He's just like, what? What was yours? Send us an email at sci-fi talk@fangirlzone.com. Send me, and we'll send you something out of my prize pack. I got a ton of stuff to give away. Nobody ever wants stuff. I'm giving free stuff. Do you want free stuff? I like free stuff. I will give you free stuff. So send a letter and we'll send you something out. Don't forget to rate and review us on iTunes and every other platform you're finding us on, because good ratings and reviews help other fans of the show find us. And there's a tongue twister sometimes, or just for me. We do hope you're enjoying the podcast. If you are a fan of the comic, the graphic novel, what do we expect to see next season? That would be great for you to let us know so we can maybe get prepared.
Yeah.
But can you really prepare for the show? I don't know.
No.
So, for this episode of Sci-Fi Talk, I am Sean Fangirl S.
And I'm Steve. I just keep discovering bold new frontiers of science.
And until next time.